ceremony. This is our most special day of each semester, where we honor and congratulate our graduates as they transition to fully certified teachers. The time, effort, and hard work is noticeable and recognized. On behalf of Dr. Medlin, our chair, and the faculty and staff at Albany State University, I bring you greetings and gratitude for sharing this important day with us as we come together and celebrate our Fall 2023 graduates. And now we will have a poem by Mr. Corey Woodruff.
The name of this poem is called I Am a Teacher. I was born the first moment that a question leaped from the mouth of a child. Throughout the course of a day, I am called upon to be an actor, friend, nurse, and doctor, coach, finder of lost articles, moneylender, psychologist, substitute parent, and keeper of the faith. I am the most fortunate of all who labor. I know that what I build with love and truth will last forever. I am privileged to see that life is reborn each day with new questions, ideas, and friendships. And who do I have to thank for this wonderful life I am so fortunate to experience? You, the public, and the parents who entrust to me their greatest contribution to eternity, their children. I have wept for joy at the weddings of former students, laughed with glee at the birth of their children, and stood with head bowed in grief and confusion by graves dug too soon for bodies far too young. I have a past that is rich in memories. I have a present that is challenging and fun because I am allowed to spend my days with the future. I am a teacher, and I am thankful for it every day.
Okay, as we move along, I'd like to share one of my favorite quotes with you. That quote is, "It always seems impossible until it's done." Graduates, you've made it. So at this time, we're going to have words from Ms. Zaporia Gilmore, who is the Director of Clinical and Field. She'll provide us a brief history of the pen ceremony. Then we'll have the introduction of the speaker by Ms. Shanika Bowens-Lee, and we'll hear an empowering message from Mrs. Taylar, Dr. Taylar Williams. Okay, we'll proceed.
Good evening, everyone. It is with great honor and a privilege to stand before you in the midst of our future practitioners, as well as our family and our friends, and those who have planted seeds so that the harvest will come into fruition. In order for anyone to understand about their beginnings, they must understand about their past. I have the awesome task of providing the information about the Professional Embracing Novice, the pen. The Professional Embracing the Novice penning ceremony represents the passing of the torch of pedagogical knowledge and the responsibility that comes with it. This ceremony is a pivotal moment in the journey of pre-service teachers as it marks the accumulations of years of hard work, academic pursuits, and the transition from student learner to professional educator. Albany State University's Educator Preparation Program believes inducting new teachers into the profession is vital to the success of beginning teachers because it signifies a future teacher's acknowledgement and acceptance of responsibility for facilitating all learners. Moreover, it recognizes the novice teacher's broader commitment to society to engage, understand, support, transform, and inspire all learners. The penning ceremony is a symbolic rite of passage and a time-honored tradition marking the occasion where the novice practitioner is welcome into the teaching profession. Realizing the goal from student to professional is accomplished with the assistance of veteran and retired teachers willing to mentor beginning teachers, thus making the concept of a professional embracing the novice pen a reality. Albany State University adopted the penning ceremony in the fall of 2001 as a precursor to a forthcoming National Council for the Accreditation of Teacher Education visit, scheduled for the spring of 2003. At ASU, this mentoring concept was nurtured each subsequent year. New teachers were provided with additional support via the penning process as they embarked upon their teaching careers. Beginning their field experiences in schools, the penning ceremony marks a milestone in the teacher's candidate's commitment to lifelong learning and professionalism. The professional educator will pen the novice practitioner during the penning ceremony. Additionally, contact information will be exchanged between the two educators to call upon each other for advice and support as needed. The School of Education believes that by celebrating teacher candidates with a penning ceremony, it validates their decision to enter an increasingly demanding field, one known for its noble profession. Teachers have three loves: love of learning, love of learners, and the love of bringing into the first two loves together. Scott Haddon. The School of Education is proud of its graduates, knowing that they have been trained to be reflective, impactful, culturally responsive, and technologically competent practitioners. We further submit to you, the public, that these novice teachers are truly bona fide, certified, and highly qualified. Therefore, with pens and a pledge, education majors commit to teaching and are prepared to take their place among their future colleagues, teachers, guiding, motivating, and empowering and inspiring the next generation of learners. As I read aloud, please follow along and read silently the words of affirmation. Today, that's printed on your program. Today, I begin the process of becoming an educator. I dedicate myself to the advancement of learning and commit myself to the advancement of my learning. I dedicate myself to cultivating character, allowing me to flourish with courage, compassion, honesty, and trust. I further commit myself to cultivating my character, for I know I must model in my own life what I promise to others. So in the presence of this gathering, I dedicate and commit myself to the noble profession of education. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I will be presenting our guest speaker for the hour. Dr. Taylar Williams is from Carrollton, Georgia, the land of Southern hospitality. She graduated from Albany State University, magna cum laude, with a dual degree in early childhood and special education. Taylar Williams was the 2014-2015 Miss Albany State University and a part of several ASU organizations such as Student Government Association, P3, Holly Ambassador, and a member of the Gamma Sigma chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. After Taylar's completion at Albany State University, Dr. Williams continued her education at Columbus State University and obtained a master's degree in special education. In addition, Taylar has a doctoral degree in special education with the concentration in behavior analysis. Dr. Williams has worked as the lead K-5 special education teacher, teaching language arts and math at Live Oak Elementary for over 9 years, and now serves as the Dougherty County School System Recruitment Coordinator. Her hobbies include trying new restaurants, children's church ministry, watching movies, CrossFit, spending time with loved ones, reading, and traveling. Dr. Williams prides herself on loving people and being a social butterfly. She believes that people are her ministry. She also enjoys taking on new and exciting challenges. Last but not least, Dr. Williams is the proud wife of George Williams III and the mother to 3 precious kids ranging from the ages of 1, 3, and 5 years old, 2 girls and a boy. Dr. Williams' motto is, allow your weakness to point you to God's strength. We introduce to you Dr. Taylar Williams.
Good evening. I am honored to be here, and I'm also slightly nervous because as I look into the audience, I see my previous professors. I hope I make them proud. I want Dr. Medlin to know her high expectations of creativity and excitement, and Dr. DeQueer's expectations of borderline perfection and red ink all over my paper were not in vain. I am extremely grateful for the high expectations set by Albany State University College of Education. I can remember my pinning ceremony. I was a December graduate, December 2015 to be exact. I began to reflect on my experience, and I must say, graduating in December is different. When graduating in December, you know your job prospects are low because you're graduating in the middle of the school year. You are praying you can tell your family by the family Christmas party you have a job. Instead of your typical Christmas gifts, now you're asking your family for first month's rent and school supplies for your classroom. You quickly realize you don't have all summer to make your dream classroom Pinterest board and walk through Target and take your time like the May graduates. You literally have 3 weeks to go from being a college student to a full-time teacher. I know, sounds like a lot of pressure. Then I began to think about my peers who graduated with me in December. They are all doing extremely well in the field of education. Several of them are in leadership roles, and just this past year, a few of my peers, including myself, were all named the 2023-2024 Teacher of the Year. Thank you, Dr. DeQueer. I began to think about why have we reached these levels of success in our careers? And it hit me. December graduates demonstrate greatness under pressure. We began our careers under pressure. We learned early how to navigate and push past the barriers and fears just like each of you will do. I want you to think the most valuable things are created from pressure. For example, diamonds are the hardest known substance and rarest gem on the earth. You will be rare and next level educators. It's only right you experience pressure now. Pressure makes you better. Pressure challenges us to stay honest and be true to self. Pressure helps us engage with life more meaningful. If you want to win in life, we cannot skirt around pressure by playing it safe. To be the teacher that provides rigor and relevance in the classroom, and to be the teacher that forms healthy relationships, is you embracing the pressure of love. Love for yourself, love for your students, and love for their parents and your community. It's how you will maintain your endurance in this race of education. Don't allow pressure to shrink you. Lean into it. Remember, your gifts and talents will take you to the top, but your ability to maintain integrity and stand through adversity will keep you at the top. Also, I want you to know there will be hard moments. But they say we are a sum total of the people we have met and the experiences we have had. So when those hard moments arise and you have the infamous car or shower cry, speaking from experience, I want you to remember this experience today and know you are built for such a time as this. As I close, remember, you are a December graduate. We are rare, unique, and valuable. And tomorrow, you will graduate from the unsinkable Albany State University. So your price just went up. Thank you.
On behalf of the 2023 graduating class of Albany State University College of Education, we would like to present you with this token of appreciation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for extending your time with us this semester. You poured so much into us, and we greatly appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You know I love y'all. You know I do. Thank you so much.
Okay, let's give Dr. Williams another hand. That was a powerful presentation, a full circle moment, if you will. I mean, she was where you were, and look at how she's grown. Thank you so much for that powerful message. The time has come. We are about to begin the pinning ceremony. Dr. DeQueer and Dr. Betty Stafford will come and make some special presentations. And Mrs. Austin will lead you all in the Teacher's Creed. Okay, so we'll get started with our pinning.
It is such a pleasure at this time to recognize our students for all of their hard work throughout the years here at Albany State. And this is the time that we will first recognize the student that has the highest GPA. At this time, I would like to announce that the highest GPA from the Cairo campus was Jayla Grady. And the highest from the main campus is Jillian Westbury. And Jillian, if you will, come up. Jillian has the highest GPA for the main campus. The Early Childhood Education Program at Albany State prepares candidates to teach all academic content areas to children from pre-kindergarten through 5th grade. Each graduate will receive a Bachelor of Science degree in Early Childhood Education, as well as the State of Georgia Induction Level Certificate in Early Childhood Education. Will all early childhood education candidates please come forward and face the audience and stand to my left of the stage. Also, will those individuals who will pin the candidate please come to the right of the stage. Please give all early childhood education teachers a round of applause. Jillian Westbury is the highest GPA early childhood educator, and she has majored in early childhood education. The school assignment was Twin Oaks Elementary in Leesburg. The principal was Katie Peppers. Her cooperating teacher was Miss Melanie Tomlinson, and the university supervisor was Miss Zipporah Gilmore. Jillian Westbury is penned by her mother, Joni Elliott, and father, Terry Westbury. She has pen. In the picture. Jillian will call out the remaining names because she has the highest GPA.
Jayla Grady has the highest GPA in the elementary education Cairo campus. Jayla is an early education childhood major, and she is at Eastside Elementary in Cairo, Georgia. Her principal is Miss Wright, and her cooperating teacher was Miss Stevens. She is not here today. All right, our next candidate is Miss Shanika Bowens-Lee. Her major is early childhood education. She has been at, I will pause. She has been at Mitchell County Elementary in Bakington, Georgia. Her principal is Miss Erica Jones, and her cooperating teacher, Miss Kimberly Wilkerson. This is Miss Shanika Bowens-Lee. She is going to be pinned by her assistant principal, Miss Ashley Haynes. Congratulations. Our next candidate is Miss Deasia Phillips. Miss Phillips is an early childhood education major, and she was at Lake Park Elementary School in Albany, Georgia. Her principal was Dr. Trina Bush, and her mentor teacher, Miss Jessica Hatcher. Deasia is being pinned by Leka Phillips and Valerie Florence. Lekia. Congratulations. Our next candidate is Miss Chrysla Rayleigh. Chrysla is an early childhood education major, and she was at Lake Park Elementary School in Albany, Georgia. Her principal is Dr. Trina Bush. Chrysla is being pinned by her mother, Verlissa Rayleigh, and her mentor, Dr. Carolyn Medlock. Congratulations. Our next candidate is Miss Tayana Scott. Tayana, or TK as we call her, is an early childhood education major, and she was at Live Oak Elementary in Albany, Georgia. Her principal is Dr. Jackson. TK is going to be pinned by her father, Kerry Scott. Our next candidate is Christy Wise. Christy Wise is an early childhood education major, and she has been at Lamar Reese Elementary Magnet School of the Arts in Albany, Georgia. Her principal is Dr. Jacqueline Ponder, and her mentor teacher, Dr. Zara Jones. Christy is being penned by her mother, Mary Jones. Our next candidate is Corey Woodruff. Corey is an early childhood education major, and he has been at Morningside Elementary in Albany, Georgia. His principal is Dr. Mary Felton, and his cooperating teacher, or his mentor, Dr. Stacy Williams, because he was an intern. And he is being penned by... No, that's my mother and father. Mrs. Florence and Dr. Williams. Thank you, Corey. Our next candidate is Tiara Yarbrough. She is an early childhood education major, and she has been at Live Oak Elementary in Albany, Georgia. Her principal is Dr. LaToya Jackson, and her cooperating teacher, actually it's another typo. What was her name? What was the name of your cooperating teacher? Miss Wester. And she is going to be penned by her father, William Yarbrough, and her sister, Terica Yarbrough. Our next candidate is Jessica Ayana. She is an early childhood education major, and she has been at Odom Elementary School in Moultrie, Georgia. Her principal is Marlon Daniels, and cooperating teacher, Miss Ashley Collins. Jessica is being penned by her husband, Anthony Perez. Our next candidate is Jillian Carr. All right, she is an early childhood education major, and she has been at Norman Park Elementary School in Moultrie, Georgia. Her principal is Stacy Rutledge, and her cooperating teacher, Celia Thompson. Jillian Carr was being penned by Miss Austin. The next candidate is Catherine Harris. Catherine Harris is an early childhood education major at Scott Elementary School in Thomasville, Georgia. Her principal is Mr. Nate Epsey, and her university supervisor, Miss Letitia Austin. She is being penned by her husband, Vincent, and daughter, Medlin. Our next candidate is Ann Jones. Ann Jones is an early childhood education major at Funston Park Elementary School in Funston, Georgia. Her principal is Stacy Rutledge and her cooperating teacher, Miss Scarlett Powell. Ann is going to be penned by her daughters. Our next candidate is not here, but it is Miss Jacqueline King. She is an early childhood education major, and she has been at Miller County Elementary School in Colquitt, Georgia. Her principal is Jamie Ard, and her university supervisor, Miss Letitia Austin. Jacqueline was going to be penned by her university supervisor, Miss Letitia Austin. Our next candidate is Kirsten Shaw. Kirsten is an early childhood education major, and she has been at Garrison Pilcher Elementary School in Thomasville, Georgia. Her principal was Robin S. Bennon, and her cooperating teacher, Carrie Johnson. Kirsten is going to be penned by her university supervisor, Miss Letitia Austin. Oh, it was wrong on here. Tyler Shaw. She is going to be penned by her husband, Taylar Shaw. We have one more candidate, and she could not be here today, but that is Miss Jenna Shrout. She is an early childhood education major, and she has been at Southside Elementary School in Cairo, Georgia. Her principal is Miss Stacy Fallow and her cooperating teacher, Ryan Harrell. She was going to be penned by her university supervisor, Miss Letitia Austin. That's all.
Thank you so much.
Hello again. This is my favorite part of the pinning ceremony because this is when we recognize middle grades education. Woohoo! All the middle school teachers in the room. Hello, I am Dr. DeQueer. I am the program coordinator for, you may have already guessed, middle grades education and secondary education programs. And it is my pleasure to present to you our graduates. The candidate with the highest GPA in middle grades education is Miss Epiphany Walls. Miss Epiphany Walls has the highest GPA in middle grades education. Her school assignment was Radium Springs Middle Magnet School of the Arts here in Albany, Georgia. Her principal was Mr. Stephen Dudley, her cooperating teacher, Miss Asha Johnson. Her university supervisor was Miss Zaporia Gilmore. Today, Miss Epiphany Walls will be penned by her daughters, Maya and Ava. Can you please come up and pin your mother? And now I'm going to welcome all of the candidates who are graduating in middle grades education or secondary education to move to the left of the stage, and those who are going to be penned or who will be pinning the candidates should come to the right of the stage. Our first candidate for middle grades education is Miss Kazaria Dismute. Kazaria had a school assignment at Mary Acres Middle School here in Albany, Georgia. Her principal is Dr. Shanika Williams. Her mentor was Mr. Leonard Hosley. Her university supervisor, Miss Zaporia Gilmore. Miss Dismuke is penned by her mother, Naika. Her mother, Miss Naika Roby. And myself, her advisor, Dr. Erica DeQueer. And that was middle grades education, everyone. We are small but mighty. For secondary education, we welcome another small yet not mighty group of students. The student with the highest GPA is Mr. Kenneth Wright. The secondary education program at Albany State University prepares candidates to teach all academic content areas. We have several areas: English, science, special education, math, music, health, and physical education. Each education major will be certified to teach grades 6 through 12 or otherwise designated, and will receive the Bachelor of Science degree in education as well as the State of Education induction level certificate in their certification field. Mr. Kenneth Wright had the highest GPA for the education program. His school assignment was Dougherty Comprehensive High School in Leesburg, Georgia. His principal was Mr. Jerry Sanders. His cooperating teacher was Mr. Matthew Peters. His university supervisor was Miss Zaporia Gilmore. And Kenneth Wright is penned by his college mentor, Dr. Jillian Baxter, and high school band director, Mr. Roy Eady. Yeah, oh, do you have a, you have one already. He's already ready. And certainly last but not least, Ms. Daisha Lawrence. Daisha's degree is Health and Physical Education. Her school assignment was Lamar Reese Elementary School here in Albany, Georgia. Her principal was Coach Ennis Claude. Her mentor was Dr. Jacqueline Ponder, her university supervisor, Ms. Zaporia Gilmore, and she will be penned by her mother, Marcia Lawrence. Thank you. Congratulations to all of our candidates in middle grades education and our broad field education program. And now we move to our last round of candidates, and this is a special group of candidates. These are those candidates who have entered into the education profession, fell in love with what they saw out in the field, and came back to obtain their initial teacher certification here at Albany State University. They come from a variety of different programs. They come from elementary education as well as secondary education. The initial pedagogy certification program, it offers a post-baccalaureate pedagogy-only program for candidates seeking initial certification from the Georgia Professional Standards Commission. The program will lead to a renewable teaching certificate in one of the following areas: middle grades fields and secondary or all P through 12 fields. In this group, we have our students or candidates rather who have earned their certificate in elementary education, and then we have one who has earned a certificate in secondary education. Will the candidates who are enrolled and completing their initial certification come and stand to the left of the stage, and those who will be pinning them will stand to the right of the stage. Our first candidate is Miss Casey Brown. Her degree major is early childhood education. Her school assignment was Northside Elementary in Tifton, Georgia. Her principal was Miss Danielle White. Her cooperating teacher was Miss Heather Denham. Her university supervisor was Miss Zaporia Gilmore, and she will be penned by her son, Rodney Jones. Rodney James. Our next candidate is Miss Twyla Crockett. Her certification area is early childhood education or elementary education. Her school assignment is Baker County in Newton, Georgia. Her principal was Mr. Jefferson Henderson. Her cooperating teacher, Miss Nancy Hare. And her university supervisor, Miss Zaporia Gilmore. She will be penned by her sister, Constance Spann. It's rare when you teach both the husband and the wife, and I had the pleasure of teaching them both. So we're going to welcome our final candidate, Mrs. Derica Hubbard. Her program is secondary education, specializing in science and engineering. And her school assignment was Radium Springs Middle Magnet School of the Arts in Tifton, Georgia. Her principal was Mr. Stephen Dudley. Her cooperating teacher, Ms. Gloria Clemens. Her university supervisor was Ms. Zaporia Gilmore, and she will be penned by her husband, Roderick Hubbard. Please give a round of applause to our candidates, those earning initial teacher certification. Thank you.
I am one proud educator. Congratulations to all of you. At this time, we will do the Teacher's Creed. And so, graduates, if you will put the Teacher's Creed in your hands, and I will read, and then you will read. Okay? If you all will stand. I am a teacher. I accept the challenge to be sagacious and tenacious in teaching every student because I believe every student can learn. Your turn. I am responsible for creating a learning environment conducive to optimum academic, social, and emotional achievement. I actively pursue excellence for my students and myself. Provide a model of decorum and respect that guides my students and honors them. I provide a model of decorum and respect that guides my students and honors them. I affirm superlative expectations for my students and myself. I cherish every student. I affirm superlative expectations for my students and myself. I cherish every student. I am a teacher. I change the world one student at a time. I am a teacher. I change the world one student at a time. Excellent. Congratulations.
What a beautiful pinning ceremony. And again, congratulations to all those who were pinned this evening, and good luck to you on your future endeavors in education. At this time, we're going to have closing remarks by Mrs. Zaporia Gilmore.
This is a part of the program that is bittersweet, but a hallmark. Congratulations, you did it. The best way to say thank you is with a smile. So all of us, let's turn to one another and smile, because this is a hallmark moment. That's the best way to say thank you. Thank you for attending the 2023 Fall Semester Pinning Ceremony. We know breaking away from your busy day can be challenging, and we do not take it for granted. That said, it is always good and great to see our partners come together for a time away from the daily grind. We would not be able to do this without you. You're an integral part of our pinning success, and we are grateful for your attendance here this evening. To the student teachers and interns, remember, There is no task beneath you, so challenge yourself. Granted, there are always going to be times of uncertainty, but trust in yourself and know that at Albany State University, the faculty and staff have prepared you to achieve greatness where excellence is the standard. Always remember that you are making a difference in every day in someone's life, no matter how big or small. This is a great privilege you will have in changing the trajectory of students' lives. Please don't take it lightly. Believe in yourself and your ability to make an impact to create change in all seasons. I know that each of you will make a difference and you will do great work. And the village, which is all of us, will be cheering you along the way, grateful that you have chosen to be our next generation of educators. Congratulations, you did it. Thank you for your time and your attention.
This is a moment that for our graduates, they will never forget. They've worked many hours. We've seen them in class. We've seen them outside of class. We've seen them in our offices. And to see them stand here today is truly remarkable, and it always touches not only myself as a faculty member, but also all of the faculty and staff who are here as well. You are now, and you have always been, when you stepped on our campus, a part of the Ramily. Now you're part of our alumni. And we're going to be calling, yes, we can congratulate and clap that you are part of the alumni now, which means we will be calling upon you to nurture the next generation who will sit in your step, who will walk in your steps and sit in those chairs that you guys are sitting in now. And many of our graduates, we are so very thankful, have gone above and beyond and have come back, such as Dr. Taylar Williams, to share their talents with the next generation. Soon it will be your time. I want to acknowledge our university leadership who are here, our provost and forever dean of the College of Education and also School of Education chair, Dr. Rhonda Porter. I also want to acknowledge Dr. Jason Armstrong, who was also present and always here to support the School of Education in our events as well. I want to acknowledge all of the faculty who are here. Can you please stand? All of the faculty who have come out and supported our students, our candidates. And I want to say a special thank you to Ms. Seporia Gilmore, to Ms. Hubbard, to Ms. Fleming, and to Ms. Ford, to say thank you all for pouring into our students and for supporting them throughout this year to help all of you come to this place where you are today. So thank you for all of your hard work and all of your effort in working with our field, our clinical experiences, and all of the administration and paperwork that must be done to get you guys in those seats. It's a lot. So on behalf of the School of Education, we are so very proud of you. We are so very proud and happy that our faculty and our staff are here to support you as you transition into school professionals. Please enjoy a reception after this ends. It's outside. Enjoy refreshments that are outside. And we will look forward to seeing you all at what time tomorrow morning? Do not be late. We will walk in without you. So make sure you are there at what time? 8:30. We look forward to seeing you guys walk across the stage. Take care, and thank you all for coming. Somebody's cell phone. Is this your phone? Yes.